How far, Leon, do you know to take a joke? How far can you take it before it gets dangerous, or especially with Leon? How far do you take it?
You take it as far as you can, but your instinct tells you at a point in time, this is when you've got to stop. Either it's too much rage and it's not going to be funny anymore. So there were many occasions where I was about to get bliksemed, but then I decided to stop, because it's not always funny if you get hit and it's bloody sore, and I'm 62 years old now. That's why I gave some of the stuff to Rob. And Rob was very brave in what he did. He never shied away from anything that I told him to do. So I think he contributed a hell of a lot. Father and son, little story, and then just sending Rob out to like the rugby match. I can't run around because I'm getting a knee replacement soon. Maybe I need a brain replacement. But yeah, Rob took over the rugby, and I think he did a very good job of it. It was a very difficult scene to shoot that, to get reaction out of that people, because the cameras were open. So it was difficult to shoot that scene.
It goes against every survival instinct in your body, really. And that was one thing that I had no idea about, because I didn't really have any experience in the style, aside from pranking Leon in Favelala. And while we were shooting, actually, there was a Leon Schuster festival on TV, and I was watching some of the movies, and just watching him specifically. And you can see he gets in there, and he keeps stepping back, but then you can see something happen in Leon's head where he goes, no, switch it off, go back in there. And that was something that I took with me. It was just like, just watch what he does, see how far he pushes it, and how much he's prepared to put his body on the line for the gag, and just keep switching that survival instinct off, and keep putting yourself in danger. It's terrifying.
You know, this must be the most difficult candid camera I've ever done, because my movies were screened on SABC, on ETV, all over the show while we were shooting. And regardless of how well my makeup was, so many people saw through the makeup. Especially with an absurd situation like the Ito cycling gag. They would pitch up like in 15 at a time and stand in that lane. And then I'd say they've got to pay 40 Rand before they go, because it's for e-cycling and Ito and whatever. And then one guy, then I just feel I've got them. Then one a-hole from the back will shout, well, Leon, we can see it's you, and spoils the whole gag for me. So it was very, very difficult to get the people. I worked hard at getting the people to believe that this was a real situation. Although my disguises were brilliant, I think my disguises were very well, but it must be something in my voice that gives it away. Even if I speak like that, or even if I go like that, something that gives it away, man.
I think that's true, but I think there's an added factor, is that there's so much candid camera around on the social media and so on, that people they know it as a medium. And if they find themselves in a strange situation where something's kind of slightly out of kilter, especially in that thing with the bicycles, the e-toll for bicycles, and especially if there were more than one person, then people start looking around. If there's one person and Leon is engaging him, then you can hang on to his concentration. But if there are 2 or 3 or 4, the ones at the back start looking around and say, what's going on here? And they'll spot a camera, they'll see a camera. So it's not only that they'll see through the disguise, it's that they realize it's candid camera, and then of course they say, it's Leon.
Yeah.
So it's also, we've kind of grown up with Leon as a nation. We've watched him in movies, I have throughout my life, and he's like a part of everyone's family. So people know physically what he looks like physically, how Leon walks. And we've seen him in disguise so many times. So it's quite surreal for me to be a part of such a recognizable, such an incredibly rich brand. he's a national icon, and it's, that for me was surreal, and also to see how he's constantly got to trying to keep ahead of the curve in terms of, okay, how am I going to do this to keep people engaged, to keep them, to keep the gag funny, and for no one to recognize it. It's a hell of a task.